Peter Obi, and from our ADC National Chairman, John Obi. We're attacked in what has been described as an assassination attempt in Benin City, Edo State. The brazen attack in broad daylight occurred during the formal declaration of Olumide Akpata into the African Democratic Congress. Videos circulated on social media showed bullet-ridden gates and shattered vehicles' windscreens. Let's take a look at this eyewitness account.
Just 2 minutes after the event took place, the APC said their talks. They came in numbers with the Sienna or Project vehicle with pump action. They were shooting. They destroyed the small vehicle and they scattered everywhere. They stole the laptop of the DJ. They scattered his phone and his laptop was stolen. And look at that, they were scattered everywhere. The same protest, they came with guns and said all of them were having puppets on their house. And we're doing political venue. This is a tough state. And the power of opposition can be subdued. Everybody who wants to try to use the ATC, but they are not to dress up. What the lack of that, what the lack of participation, any kind of intimidation of oppression that they are using in this state to oppression, we don't allow for children. This is totally unacceptable.
This is absolutely ridiculous, ridiculous. Of Dr. Yunusa Tanko, National Coordinator of the Obedient Movement Worldwide, who was on this program earlier, revealed that armed thugs trailed their convoy from the ADC Secretariat to Chief Odige Oyegu's residence on Tuesday, opening fire on their compound. Tanko went on to state that the attackers shot at the gate and destroyed several vehicles in what appeared to be a survived assassination attempt on their lives. He characterized the incident as a direct assault on Nigeria's democratic process and called on security agencies to act swiftly to protect political actors and prevent further escalation of violence. Meanwhile, former Governor Sheikh Flambert of the Labour Party in Edo State, Olumide Akpata, and his running mate successfully joined the African Democratic Congress on Tuesday. Let's listen to what Peter Obi had to say.
Let me assure all of us here, we are committed to a new Nigeria. They might do everything possible to stop us. But I assure you our commitment is total. We must build a country that will work for everybody. It is not working for everybody today. We must build a country where a child of nobody can be somebody without knowing anybody.
Well, I mean, it's good that that they went on to go ahead with their meeting that was scheduled. But despite multiple vehicles destroyed and a gate riddled with bullets, no arrests have been made. The Edo State Police Command confirmed the incident, saying a political gathering was disrupted by suspected hoodlums. But critics are asking, how were armed gunmen able to trail political leaders through Benin City unchallenged? Where were the security escorts? And most importantly, who ordered this attack? Who ordered this attack? That's a big question. I think I can't remember, was it last week that was said that, where is the opposition? You can't hear the voices or see the opposition. I think following the Abuja elections. And I mentioned that under this administration, it is a very hostile environment for the opposition. And to what extent that speaks about the quality or how advanced our democracy is. What happened in Edo State should never happen. In terms of a political party, the ADC, going there for, to receive the leader of the party, something that the APC has enjoyed at
across different states in the country without any form of violence. And so they went there for Mr. Libya Patan and Mr. Peter Obi alongside some chieftains of the party, members of the party, went there to receive him and make a few visits. And this is what, the net. I think what is even more terrible, embarrassing, is a statement by the Edo State government, because the responsibility of the governor is to protect the lives and property of residents and visitors alike, irrespective of party affiliation or where they stand or who they stand. As long as he's Nigerian or the people there are Nigerian, they deserve to be protected. Yes, despite the fact that he had given an advisory before around if police exposed people are coming to the state, they should notify. It's an indictment of the state of insecurity in those states. It's the same Edo State that a museum was attacked by hoodlums. So are they saying that the governor is unable to contain the reign of terror of hoodlums in the state? And then I want to also speak to the narrative around, there was skirmishing within the ADC already, so maybe that's an excuse that will not really come up in this particular matter. The truth is that high-profile Nigerians were attacked. Then you can imagine what happens to the ordinary people who are living in those states. Politics and politicking should be allowed in a democratic structure so that whoever or wherever or whichever party you belong to, you are guaranteed of the basic right to security and to ensure that you can exercise your rights as a Nigerian citizen freely. This should not happen. An investigation ought to be done, and the Edo State should stop. Edo State government should stop denying and saying, we are pointing fingers. Do the right thing by the people that you serve.
Absolutely. Well, before the incident profile, Peter Obi had, visited St. Philomena Catholic College of Nursing and Benin, where he donated 15 million naira to the development of the school's facilities. Peter Obi was seen touring the premises alongside students who chanted Obi's slogan that a new Nigeria is possible. Let's take a look. Publicly warned Obi not to come back to the state unless he had obtained security clearance to do so. The governor had said the decision was due to an uptick in violence and the killing of 3 people in the aftermath of Obi's visit to Rufai.
Okay, there's a saying, the witch cried yesterday, the child died today. Leave the death of the child and the witch. Nobody Okwabolo himself said that he cannot guarantee security if they don't tell him. Have you noticed so? And the security crisis happened. And that's why when I was interviewing Dr. Tango, I deliberately pleaded with his advocate and to ensure that all the points are verified. We would like to warn of Pamela. We would like to warn the government of this place. Please, on no account must this happen again. If it happens again, then it shows that you have failed in your responsibility. Other people came to Edo State now. Wasn't there a program recently in Edo State?
Yes, there was.
Why did you put your parties to go and shoot around there?
But I was listening to Kasino Afego this morning, and he said that, the house, the neighborhood house, was close to the government house, which is quite an indictment. I mean, how come?
Go to Omobodo's. While Tafu was making that, I was just laughing. And that's why I was asking all the things that he said from all I just needed as a confirmation, because the APC, at first, it was Jared Senator that tried to say he was defined between Owi and Oyeko. That's why I asked, was Owi there? Because the line they keep on pushing that, they were pushing Owi out and all of that. So since he had debunked that, we just want to beg and warn said it all, and we are seeing the signs. Nothing was happening to Obi. Obi is in Nigeria just like you. And this excessive, I want to deliver 2 million votes for president. Be careful. We have seen opposition come together. Because position with somebody today does not mean you can't still work together with the person tomorrow.
That's it.
Be careful. We want to beg and warn you. Obi has been going to every state. Woodlock didn't come home. Dele Momodu went to that same Edo state too. Woodlock didn't come home.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. It could be, yes.
I think it would be defamatory, simplicity, to sit at this table and say this is the person that is responsible. What we can do safely is to stay with principles. Whether it is the party in Ghana democracy crisis that led to the conflict in Edo State, or it is some other party external that caused the problem. The principle is that Nigerians do not want violence. Nigerians do not want thuggery. We want the right of the people to choose to be respected without molestation, without harassment. And every politician, whether it is Peter Obi or the woman selling coconuts by the roadside who attended an ADC event or whatever party's event, all of them should be safe. That is what we ask for.
Yes.
And this particular incident must be investigated.
Absolutely.
Now, if we say Okwebolo says something, how about the Edo Police Command? Where was the DSS in the state? Where are the other security agencies who we always say should have prior intelligence if something is going to happen, and if something happens accidentally, they should intervene.
Right.
So we do not want the failure of security,
right.
whether in Edo State or in your state, Delta State, or no. I don't want to mention the state. Or in any other state of the federation.
All right.
I think it's the principle we should stand by.
This is it.
Because security will be a major issue in any election cycle.
Yes, I'm glad that there was no fatality. I mean, we saw bullet shells on the floor, windscreens broken. I mean, it's good that everyone is safe, but we've highlighted on this table, every Nigerian deserves protection. I mean, that was in broad day light. Unacceptable. Let's now take reactions. To the federal government's rebuttal of a report from AFP alleging that the Nigerian government paid 2 billion naira to Boko Haram terrorists to release 230 students and staff of St. Mary's Catholic School in Niger State. In a Tuesday statement, the Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris, called the claims false, emphasizing instead that the victims' safe rescue was due to professional intelligence and operational precision. And I'll read Mohammed Idris's tweet. He wrote, "The allegations constitute a disservice to the professionalism and integrity of Nigeria's security forces and the sacrifices they make daily. While we respect the freedom of the press, we firmly reject a narrative built on shadowy, unnamed sources seeking to undermine the credibility of a sovereign government acting within its laws. For the avoidance of doubt, no ransom was paid and no militant commanders were freed." Well, Nigerians reacting to the federal government's response are asking, if no ransom was paid and no militant commanders were freed, how exactly were 230 kidnapped students and staff released unharmed? The federal government says it was professional intelligence and operational precision. But with no arrests made, no suspects paraded, and no further details provided, that explanation is raising more questions than answers. And reacting to the federal government's denial, ex-user Jaber Essin posted a resurfaced clip of former governor of Kaduna State, Nasiru El-Rufai's interview, where he made explosive allegations against the federal government, accusing it of empowering bandits and paying ransoms, including an alleged 1 billion naira payment with the caption, "They owe you an apology, sir." Let's take a look.
This government has been around for 2 years. 3 schools have been attacked. And they paid the bandits. They paid them $1 billion the first time the school was attacked and students abducted. They are paying bandits. They are apologizing to them. They are found this information about $1 billion being paid. Look, let the governor or anyone come and deny. We have the evidence. When the time comes, we'll reveal everything. They are paying bandits. They are empowering bandits. This is what this government is trying to think that will not work. It will not work. It has never worked anywhere in the world.
Well, that was an explosive interview. Well,
All right. Good morning, fellow Nigerians, dear Africans, viewers from the United States and around the world. This is Smart Madua Georgia, convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite and the CEO of ONN. This is Good Morning Africa. Yes, Peter Obi, presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 sham presidential election, narrowly missed being assassinated in Benin City, Edo State, a couple of days ago. Questions are rising. The assailants are still at large. No clue as to how much investigations has been made to track them down and bring them to justice. The police is not coming up with any information about investigations. And the state government of Edo State, whose governor threatened Peter Obi sometime last year about his visit to the state, that he could not guarantee his safety. Again, has made some more with revealing statements with fingers directly pointed at him. What is all this about? It's only in Nigeria. Only in Nigeria. People are attacked and the attackers are not apprehended. I won't be surprised that this will lead to nothing. And then they will go scot-free because those who are supposed to be protecting Nigerians are those who mastermind them to do what they do here to achieve achieve political point. And it is really sad how badly Nigeria has failed. How badly Nigeria has failed. Before I continue on this discussion, I'm going to read an article published by Dr. S.K.C. Ogbonnaya, a former presidential aspirant of the APC in the 2019 election. Yes, 2019 election. Yes, and Houston based here. He sent a letter to President Donald Trump of the United States. And I'm going to read that letter before I say anything on this attack. And the letter reads, a letter to Donald Trump on the assassination attempt on Peter Obi by SKC Obuna, dated February 27, 2026. President Donald Trump, the White House, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. All right. Subject: the world should hold Tinubu responsible for the assassination attempt on Peter Obi. I am writing as a voice for millions of Nigerians and Nigerian Americans who look up to your leadership as the standard bearer for the free world and a passionate defender of democratic integrity. Nigeria is witnessing a grave assault on the democratic process that requires your immediate attention. Besides widespread insecurity, which your timely intervention has helped bring to limelight, the African country is also witnessing a deeper and deteriorating state of democratic safety. Specifically, the country is now the most dangerous place for democratic opposition. Yes. The most recent and blatant example is the assassination attempt on Peter Obi on February 24, 2026, in Benin City, Edo State. Mr. Peter Obi is a frontline opposition leader and the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 elections in Nigeria. Gunmen trailed his convoy from a political event and eventually opened fire. They missed him, but damaged the vehicles and other property at the residence of his host, a former Edo State Governor, Chief John Odigie Oyego. The primary function of a state is to protect its citizens. Yet this incident where armed thugs shot at a convoy and damaged property at a private residence demonstrates a deliberate failure to secure opposition leaders. Despite the presence of police, the assailants were able to act and flee, suggesting a lack of proactive security measures or abject complicity. The mere fact that rogue President Tinubu, has failed to condemn such an attack on a high-profile opposition leader full 3 days after the incident speaks volumes. The silence of the federal government in the face of these attacks is a testament to its enabling role as the APC. Wait a minute, this article is not entirely complete. Okay, let's see here. There's a segment here. All right, now he's going to continue from here. Okay, and the primary function of a state is to protect its citizens. Yet, this incident where armed thugs shot at a convoy and damaged properties at a private residence demonstrates a deliberate failure to secure opposition leaders. Despite the presence of police, the assailants were able to act and flee, suggesting a lack of proactive security measures or abject complicity. The mere fact that rogue President Tinubu, has failed to condemn such act, attack on high-profile opposition leaders full 3 days after the incident speaks volume. The silence of the federal government in the face of these attacks is a testament to its enabling role as the chief security officer of the nation. Rogue President Tinubu's failure to act decisively against acts of violence makes him the ultimate beneficiary of this dastardly act. But this development did not come as a surprise. In a widely circulated essay published in 2022, Tinubu's candidacy provoking a civil war, I had enumerated why politics of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is synonymous with political violence. Therefore, the incident of the assassination attempt on Peter Obi is not an isolated occurrence, but rather the apex of sustained intimidation, a sustained pattern of political intimidation that has defined Tinubu's career, dating back to his time as governor of Lagos State between 1999 and 2007. A deep pattern of political intimidation and violence. Tinubu's tenure in Lagos was widely notorious for deploying various state apparatuses to suppress the local opposition. The unsolved assassination of PDP governorship aspirant Funshaw Williams in 2006 remains the darkest chapter of that era. Though the case was never legally concluded, Tinubu was generally viewed as a prime suspect, with claims that the crime was orchestrated to remove a significant political rival in Lagos. Such pattern creates a dangerous precedent where political opposition is met with lethal force rather than democratic debate. Sadly, Tinubu's history of political intimidation has now found its way to the national stage. Keenly aware that his policies are unpopular with Nigerians and he has no chance to win a free and fair re-election in 2027, rogue President Tinubu has resorted to his familiar melange of political intimidation and violence. It is significant to note here that the attack on Peter Obi occurred shortly after a prominent member of Tinubu's party, the Edo State Governor, Monday Okpebholo, issued a public threat against Peter Obi. This threat created a hostile environment that preceded the visit. This threat created a hostile environment that preceded the violence. Besides the case of Peter Obi, which degenerated to open attempt on his life, many opposition leaders are continuing to face untold political persecution than ever before. Draconian intimidations has replaced democratic norms. As a renowned human rights activist and presidential candidate, Omoyele Sowore put it, he has suffered more police brutality and illegal detention under Tinubu than during the military era. The do or die mentality, where political opponents are constantly being intimidated, has not only fostered a culture of impunity and an atmosphere of violence, but it is also an existential threat to Nigeria's fragile democracy. Targeting the Igbo people, it is a common knowledge that Tinubu has a chronic history of intimidation directed at the Igbo people. Peter Obi's ethnic group. For instance, during the 2023 election in Lagos, areas dominated by opponents, particularly Igbos, were systematically targeted with voters' intimidation and prevented from exercising their rights. Infamous threats by traditional rulers close to the ruling APC, urging that non-compliant voters be forced into the Lagos Lagoon, were met with tacit approval from Tinubu and the party he led. Clearly, the 2026 attack in Edo State follows this unfortunate trend of using violence to disenfranchise political base of opponents, specifically targeting the Igbo population and their supporters. A plea, dear President Trump, the systematic targeting of political opposition under rogue President Tinubu has led to a de facto one-party state. The result has been total erosion of rule of law and total impunity. As the leader of the free world, I urge you to use your good offices to hold Mr. Tinubu accountable. A total collapse of Nigerian democracy has severe consequences. Sincerely, SKC Ogbonea, PhD, a former APC presidential aspirant, Houston, Texas, United States of America. Welcome, viewers. Welcome, listeners from Nigeria, across Africa, and around the world. Yes, and if this is your first time of joining us, we welcome you and thank you and urge you to subscribe to our channel. How do you subscribe to our channel? By clicking the subscription button and also the notification button. So when we come with a great news like this next time, you'll be one of the very first to be notified. And then you can support us, support our work, so we can continue to remain on air by sending us super thanks, and all the supers that you can, sharing our messages, commenting, and being a part of this growing global force. Welcome and thank you. And I will thank our returning subscribers. Nigeria is in what most Nigerians call one chance. Nigeria is like a country with an entrance but without an exit, with these criminals holding the country hostage. We want the people of Nigeria not just to a year to, not 3 months to. We warned them 5 years ahead of time about what is taking place in Nigeria, but nobody took us seriously. And now the country is falling apart. Impunity, political impunity, especially by the ruling thugs. Yes, and then the use of coercive force to muzzle the people of Nigeria into silence and muzzle the opposition. Those who cannot stand on principle are forced to decamp into the criminal party, where all the terrorists who mastermind terrorism in Nigeria are. And it's a sad commentary. Why do they want Peter Obi dead? Why? He's a citizen of Nigeria, exercising his right as a citizen of Nigeria, the right to vote and be voted for, the right to speak on issues pertaining to Nigeria. Yes. Hey, how are you? Thank you very much, John. And Niger babe. Okay, Niger FM babe, FM babe. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, yes. I am from Houston, Texas, United States of America. I am a Nigerian. I am the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, and the anchor of Nigeria Now. Good morning, Africa. Yes, global matters are rising, and reggae at its best on ONN. If you're a Nigerian listening to me right now, I will encourage you to share this message to reach as many Nigerians as possible. It is 1:59 a.m., almost 2 a.m. here. I decided to stay awake in order to be able to make this broadcast. Yes, to reach Nigerians, to explain to them something very, very fundamental about what is taking place in that country and why the whole of Nigeria must stop being silent, even as their country is being derailed and destroyed by a few people driven by economics and nothing more. They want to destroy the country. They want to silence every opposition. Intolerant of variant voices, but they are less than 1% of our country's population. We are the people, and we should tell them what we want. And if it is the other way, they telling us it is not democracy, it is dictatorship. Yes. Okay, you're from Connecticut. All right. Let me, you want to ask me a question. As a Hausa man, Nigeria has a huge problem with all the tribalism that goes on. Corruption is what brings people together. How do we fix this problem? All right, I am happy you are an Hausa man, right? You understand what is taking place, especially in the Hausa land, right? If you're an Hausa man, the Hausa people have been subjugated for 222 years. Years. Yes, from 1804, when the Hausa land was invaded and seized. And then from 1960 to now, it's been 65 years since when they dragged the Hausa people into Nigeria, fake war Nigeria. All right? And the same people who subjugated them lie to them that they are brothers and sisters in Allah and in Islam, but they are killing them, they are raping them, they rape them in the mosque, they massacre them in their villages, they impose taxation on them. I am happy. I'm at the forefront of driving for the liberation of the Hausa people. I'm not sure you've heard about me yet, but I'm one of those driving, inspiring the Hausa people to rise up, to take their land, to be free, so that the whole of Nigeria can be free. Because the Hausa people are strategic to the liberation of Nigeria. If the Hausa people are not free, Nigeria will not be free. So I'm drumming this to the people of Nigeria. I don't care where you come from. If they continue to hold the Hausa people in captivity, all of us will remain in that captivity. So now to address your question of corruption. Yes, corruption does no country any good. Corruption, in fact, has become a culture in Nigeria. It takes a lot to go to Nigeria and not do corrupt things because that is the way of life. Everybody has accepted it. It's in the public service, it's in the civil service, it's in the church, it's in the mosque, it's everywhere. Everybody is corrupt in Nigeria. I'm telling you, you may not want to be, you may not want to practice it, but now the life of the people depend on it for survival. It is a very dangerous mosaic. Yes. So when there is corruption, nothing works. That is why the country is stagnated. That is why the healthcare delivery system is not working. That's why the educational system is not working. That is why there's no electricity, power distribution, and power generation failed. That is why there's a high rate of unemployment. And that is the reason why there's this nagging insecurity that is just getting worse. What can we do? What we can do is this. Now, all of us need to go stand before a mirror and look at yourself. How long are we going to continue like this? And make a vow. We have to stop. We have to stop. We have to stop. Yes, and you said it, and that was what I was coming to. A revolution is the only way, not an election. Who are we going to elect? Who is going to organize the election? Is it the Tinubu that will gonna organize an election that will be free and fair? He came to power through a most unfair and most unfree, most untransparent process. So any person expecting Bola Tinubu to organize a credible election, you'll be like that dog waiting for the testicle of a ram to fall off so he can eat it. It's not going to happen. The only way is a hard reset for Nigeria. Are the people of Nigeria ready for it? Yes. Are we ready to do people sing shamelessly, even in some intellectuals gather in groups to sing that on the mandate of a drug dealer, on the mandate of a criminal, on the mandate of a fraudster, on the mandate of a certificate forger, and on the mandate of an identity thief, they shall stand. Yes. On the mandate that has a terrorist as vice president, they shall stand. A vice president with ties to Boko Haram. On the mandate that has him is they say Nigerians said some Nigerians said they are standing, and the majority is scared of coming together. Yes, that's the only way. Any person doing an election right now talking about that is an enemy of Nigeria because it's not going to lead anywhere. No election unless the attempt to organize an election will lead to the revolution that we are looking for. But to produce a leader, look at all the people now wanting to be president of Nigeria. See all of them, all compromised people. Yes. So how are they going to lead Nigeria? Are we going to be relying on El Rufai to be president of Nigeria? The man who recruited terrorists from across Africa to jump on Nigeria in 2015? Yes. Is that the kind of person that you want to lead you, regardless of all the lies that he's telling now? A pathological liar. So is that the one? Or is it Atiku that you want to be your president? Are you serious? Yes, Atiku was a big thief. Nothing changed. He sees all the things going on, all the crazy things going on. Do you hear him say anything? Have you heard him make any strong condemnation against the terrorist attacks here? He's a member of Miyetti Allah, the terrorist organization. Thank you, United States, for formally recognizing them as a terrorist organization. So is that the people that you want to be your president? Who is their party chairman? David Mark? Oh my God. Are you serious? Are you serious? Even Peter Obi, in his desperate effort to want to be president, he is now sandwiched by criminals. Yes, all criminals. He's dealing with criminals. He's dealing with El Rufai. I saw him even visited Ahmad Gumi. For what? So now, assuming he's a good man, really good man, now give him power with Atiku breathing down on him, with Erufai on the other side, and Pantami on the other side. Tell me the type of president Peter Obi will be in that circumstance. He will be a lame duck president. But I don't see him as one who has a spine to stand up to any of these people to rein them in. Will he be able to rein in Saad Abubakar, the Fulani Satan of Sokoto? Yes, who has been threatening the whole of Nigeria. Nigeria need a hard hammer, a hard reset, a stranger to Abuja who doesn't care about anybody but about Nigeria and the Nigerian people. That's what the people of Nigeria need. And those people are not near any way to the pathway to the type of political leadership. I speak as an example. For my own self, I went into Nigeria with a good heart and I ran for Senate. Yes, my campaign was like a presidential campaign, loaded with issues that could be addressed. What did the people do? They told me to go back to my country, go back to America. This is not, Nigeria is not America. We can't practice democracy the way you are doing it. But here, these are people in darkness. These are people in abject poverty. These are people in dealing with worst insecurity. They love their killers. They love their exploiters. They love their rapers. They love their robbers. They love their kidnappers. I don't know if they are going to do anything different if given the same condition to go and put a ballot in the ballot. Give them 1,000 naira. The same people will sell. So, but they are complaining. They are crying. They are wailing. They are weeping. Are they willing to take action? Yes. Are they willing? Especially the young people in Nigeria. Yes. The young people in Nigeria. They are a significant, terrible challenge. Yes. To the country's survival. They don't understand that it is they that are the most at risk than every other group inside the country. They don't understand the urgency needed for them to recapture their country for their own sake and for their future. Well, I would love to see something different. I would love to see, because I've worked with all kinds of group of young people in Nigeria. The story is the same for the most part, with only a handful of them who understand what is taking place. So how are we going to do work with these people? That is why we continue to talk, hoping that one day and somehow that they will wake up and do the needful, and then sustain what they want to accomplish for their country. Not going to protest one day and at 5 p.m. it is over. Everybody is already complaining of hunger. And the few hours that they are going to be doing the protest, they are dancing and making it look like it is a carnival. You don't see that seriousness in them. You don't see that hunger for change in them. Well, that is a question that they must have to address. We can only speak it and let them know the consequences of what they are doing. Yeah, let me take some of these here readings here. Yes. All right. And you said this. Do you think we need a revolution? Yes, we need it now more than ever before. My father was a good friend of the late General Moshood Abiola, and I only think what could have been if he was able to lead. Maybe perhaps it would have been a little different. Yes, because to some extent he had a mind of his own. Yes, but there are some blunders. He had some history too. But in that election, he won the election. It was a clean, clear election. So he had the mandate of the people. So perhaps with the mandate of the people, he could have done a lot better. He was a smarter person than these beasts that have been coming to power since then. Yes, maybe perhaps. But right now, we're in a different time. We are in a different era. We need a revolution in Nigeria, not an election. I am not a fan of an election. I don't pray for 2027. I'm not interested in it. I want something this minute, right now, to save Nigeria because Nigeria is in a dire strait. We are in an emergency situation right now, serious emergency that deserve rescue workers to free the country. Otherwise, that country is going to degenerate into a worse hell than Somalia has been since the past 40 years. So Nigerian patriots, home and abroad, It's time we came together. It's time we set religion aside. It's time we set our tribes aside. It's time we put our country first, Nigeria first, before anything. All those before us failed Nigeria. We cannot afford to fail the country. And that is why we must rise up right now to do the needful. Or we should be ready to die en masse because these people are willing and are ready. They are armed to destroy the country. How can a country be overrun the way Nigeria is being overrun? Unchallenged. And we don't hear anything about our armed forces. Yes, we don't hear a damn thing about the armed forces. Yes, bandits, terrorists will go to a school, take all the students away. They will go to churches, take everybody away. They will go to the mosque, rape Hausa women, and kill a lot of people there unchallenged. And then you begin to ask, what is the army for? Where are they? We are not seeing them. We are not seeing them. So this particular incident of this attempt at Peter Obi in Benin is really disturbing. That the police has not been able to make an arrest. Nobody has been held accountable. And the rogue president of Nigeria has not issued a statement. The Inspector General of Police has not demonstrated to the people of Nigeria the extent of investigations that they have carried out. That type of attack cannot take place here in the United States. Yes, against a high-profile police, even against an ordinary person. You saw what happened in Utah when that young man was killed. Well, how long did it take them to round up the killer? 2 days. 2 days. Yes, Nigeria is not a serious country. It's a beautiful country led by criminals, populated by unconscious people who don't understand what their rights are. They don't understand they have basic human rights, the right to life, their life, the right to choice, the right to freedom of expression, the right to freedom of association, the right to self-determination. They don't understand it. And beside that, they don't understand that they have rights as citizens of Nigeria. And that they, in spite of those rights, owe Nigeria some set of obligations that are constitutional, civic, moral, and spiritual. Yes, they sit down aloof. A few persons are destroying their country. They don't wait. They don't wake up. They don't react. They are scared or they are complicit because somebody from their tribe is involved, somebody from their church is involved, somebody from their mosque or religious sect is involved, and they keep quiet even when they are dying en masse. That is one sad thing that is so common with the people of Nigeria. Yes, yes. Okay, you said airstrike. Rufai, they are all corrupt. Absolutely. Atiku, yes. Rufai, they are all corrupt. Yes, of course. They are all corrupt and morally bankrupt. They should not be on the surface of this earth talking to anybody about leadership and being led. But unfortunately, they have made our people so poor and most vulnerable. When you are poor and vulnerable, there's a limit to what you can do. That is the big problem. The poverty in Nigeria is deliberately weaponized to make the people the way they are. That is why they are weak. That is why they cannot do anything. So this attack is unacceptable, it's objectionable, and this is something that must be done about this. We must. Why can't we get the people who sponsored them? How did they come, do such type of enormous damage, and get away? And nobody could recognize anyone. The police is there. So why do we have them? So it's good as the police is as good as being. Let's dismantle that police force. Let's dismantle the army and rebuild another thing. This is not a country. Nigeria is a sad place, the most dangerous place to be right now. Yes, the most dangerous place to be right now. When you travel the roads, you are not sure of getting to your destination. Yes, when you have children in school, you are not sure about their safety. Yes. So what is left? What is left? Mass unemployment in the country. When you are sick, you go to the hospital. The hospital has become a place where people go to die. Yes, instead of getting better. No infrastructure to support the population. No electricity. Nothing. The educational system is run down. Teaching and learning is not taking place. The schools have become a place where they graduate thieves and murderers. Yes, it's sad. And this tragedy of leadership is destroying the country. So Armageddon is about to be unleashed in Nigeria. Yes, especially this year, with the political activities heightening, you're going to see more assassination. You're going to see a lot of people murdered. Unless the people wake up now and say, we have had it. Yes, the only way forward for Nigeria is for the people of Nigeria to rise up. Call it a revolution or whatever it has to be called. These criminals in power have demonstrated a criminal incapacity to lead and take Nigeria anywhere other than doom. And they're doing a great job at that. How can a university professor, supposed to be an intellectual, how can they, all of them professors in Nigeria, they keep quiet as their country is derailing? So what use is this education? Where Nigerian elites, where are they? They are supposed to be the light of the people. All the youth leaders have been settled to be idiots. The labor union leaders have been paid off. Traditional rulers, oh, they are the worst. So corrupt and morally bankrupt. So what is left for Nigeria? There's nothing left. And the ordinary people are suffering. So the ordinary people who need to wake up. You own the country. They don't own it. They're only a minority. All that is taking place in Nigeria should never take place in any normal. They don't take place in any normal country. Yes, all those countries that rebelled and threw their leaders away, they didn't go close to what Nigerians are suffering right now. But what is holding Nigerians down is something that is so difficult to understand. Is it tribalism or religious nationalism, or what is it that is holding them down? Why Nigerians can't stand up for themselves? Why Nigerians keep lining behind those who exploit them, those who rob them, those who steal from them, those who steal their future, those who murder them, those who cannot protect them, those who cannot defend them? Yes. Why are we the way we are? So this is the reason. All these are the reasons why anybody would have walked up to Peter Obi or anybody and shoot him dead, and nothing is going to happen. And that's what they just demonstrated. They have powers behind them. Yes, that made them untouchable. That give them the audacity to go to that kind of place in such a brazen attack to want to destroy some lives. Yes, well, this is a lesson. I hope Peter will be more conscious of his own personal security and don't expose himself. I have a problem. I am not a fan of his, but I am not happy that they nearly killed him. So that is why we are standing up. He's a human being. He's a Nigerian like us. He doesn't deserve to be, or he didn't deserve to be treated that way, because this thing could have gone somewhere else. And he's a target. I think for some reasons, some people are scared. Yes, he's a target. So he has to take this situation as a learning experience, in order not to be lousy and careless with his personal safety. Next time, yes, the country is in the hands of a thug, like my friend, good friend, stated in his essay that I just read. He said thuggery is a long time thuggery all the way from Lagos. He has never a man whom we don't know anything about. We don't know anything about his parents. We don't know anything about his brothers and sisters. We don't know anything about the primary school he attended. We don't know anything about the high school he attended. He's a mystery man and no family tree, evil. So that's what is happening. He did a lot of damage to people in Lagos and he just brought it to the national stage with people singing and standing on his goddamn mandate. Yes, so it is left for Nigerians to make a choice about where they want to go. For me, I don't see a roadmap to 2027. Yes, I don't really see it. Nigeria is going to cascade with the way things are going. The country is in a depressed state. The economy is depressed. There is food. The prices are cheap, but the people don't have the purchasing power. And they celebrate this. They come to the people who don't understand basic economics. They come to celebrate this foolishness that prices of food are down. But they don't tell you that the people don't have the money to buy those foods. Yes, no money. Liquidity is frozen. So the people of Nigeria, you have a lot of work to do. But our focus on this discussion is the state of insecurity, in the country that nearly swept Peter Obi off of the surface of this earth. I don't know, does he have a security detail? Does he have any police working with him? Was there any police in his convoy? How come there was no reaction from the police in the convoy? Or was this a setup? What was the level of involvement of the Edo State governor, who had in the past threatened him that he is not welcome to Edo State and that his security was not guaranteed? Yes, so don't rule out all that. The APC terrorist party is desperate because they know that if a free and a fair election was organized in Nigeria, they will be trashed. Yes, all they know is violence. All Bola Ahmed Tinubu knows is violence. So much blood in his hands. Yes. So Nigerians got to wake up, add some muscles, and be serious for once to push these evil people away from power. If they don't do it and we reset Nigeria, Nigeria will degenerate and get worse than it is right now. It's getting worse. But what we are witnessing today is a child's play to what is coming in the next few weeks, in the coming months, unless we do something. And that helps me to reinforce the plea made by Dr. S.K.C. Obonia to President Donald Trump to do more since he has decided to demonstrate that type of interest in Nigeria. Hopefully, not for any other thing, but for that love for Nigeria. If we have to give up something, we don't mind because countries do collaborate. I would think that he wake up and do some more. Nigeria needs a full-scale invasion right now. I wish the African Union was strong enough. I wish the African Union was a true union of Africa and the African people to invade Nigeria now. Nigeria needs to be invaded seriously. Yes, to come to put this nonsense to an end. Nigeria needs a superior military invasion. Right now, our Nigerian military has demonstrated a large incapacity to do anything. We don't have that military anymore. It's gone. That is why. Otherwise, what is this ragtag terrorists in our forest? So how come they don't move into the forest? So it looks like somebody is telling them don't attack, like it was when Buhari was president. He didn't want to move against the Fulani terrorists because he was one of them. Yes. So, yes, Bola Ahmed Tinubu vowed to continue Buhari's policies. So that's why there's that docility on the part of the Nigerian military force. So now, brother General Victor Christopher Musa has become a politician now. All the noise he made about Nigeria not going to negotiate with terrorists, they are all falling apart. Now he has become quiet now. He spent a lot of time speaking too much. And then you heard here how the Nigerian fake government paid terrorists 1 billion naira. They paid them. How can you explain the release of 270 kidnapped people with no one being harmed? They said it was military professionalism. Are you serious? The military does not negotiate. It's not supposed to be negotiating with criminals. Wow. Wow. But those people who were kidnapped came. They were coming out to say that they paid some money before they were released. How? Which kind of a country? Which kind of a country? We have terrorists come with the kind of audacity. Everybody sees them. They don't hide. They don't mask themselves. They ride on motorcycles in convoy, armed, fully armed, and they see them. People see them, and now people celebrate them. They come and spray money. Money they from ransom for kidnapping Nigerians. Nigeria is lawless. Nigeria is gone. Yes, only the people can come together to seize that country. We are not going to get it back through the arrangement of an election that will never be free and fair. It's not possible. So the people of Nigeria, if you know what is good for you, got to start organizing to push Bola Ahmed Tinubu out by all means necessary. Yes, and then bankrupt the entire political class. They are the worst that has happened to Nigeria. This breed of criminals who call themselves politicians in Nigeria, where they sideline the best. They use you people of Nigeria to sideline the best. They chase some of the best out of the country. Some of the best in the country have to, now allow themselves to be coerced. They are now joining the evil party. Some died out of frustration. Who wants to go through this? And our young people who are supposed to be leaders of tomorrow don't understand what they are up against. Some of them are actually lining behind this evil for the money that they will get. Look at how the country has degenerated. Yes. Now, it was Peter Obi. That was high. That was close. So if they can get to him, what guarantees you that tomorrow they will not come into your house to pick you up and do whatever they want to do to you? Yes, they are becoming more daring. They are becoming more desperate. And to continue to hold Nigeria down. Are we going to allow them? Are we going to allow fear to control us? Are we going to allow tribalism to hold us down? We know they are our people. They are doing something to hurt our country. We must understand too that we owe that country a duty, and that when we carry out our responsibility to Nigeria, we guarantee ourselves of our spaces. We guarantee our children of their future. You don't have to. You don't have to bow to anybody because they are from your place. They are destroying your country. They are destroying you. They are denying your children access to opportunity. They are taking their future away from them. They are taking everything away from them. They steal. When they steal, the hospitals that are supposed to be built, they won't build them. The roads that are supposed to be constructed, they won't construct them. So that is why you see a lot of accidents on Nigerian roads. It is not because God wanted all those people to die. It's because some people who are supposed to do something to make things better refuse to do all those things and put the money in their pocket. They pocket the budget and then come and give you pittances and you celebrate them. You praise their names. You praise the names of killers. And that is why good people cannot lead Nigeria. Evil people are in charge of Nigeria. And evil and good cannot come together. Where are the good people in Nigeria? I will assume that we are more in number. So why is it that we cannot see you? You can't come out. The evil men come with audacity to demand. Look at what Saad is doing. Look at what El-Rufai does. Look at what Atiku is doing. Look at what David Mark is doing. Look at all of them. They come with impunity. George Akume, who said that the terrorists killing Nigeria are not from Nigeria. Okay, now who brought them into Nigeria? He did not address that. How did they migrate into Nigeria to become an organized military force that is tormenting our people everywhere inside Nigeria? Yes. So how come? How come they gain entrance? If you say so, diagnose them. Yes, we agree. So who brought them? They know those who brought them. Why are they not able to rein them in? We need a leadership. We need a country where crimes can be punished. Criminals are not punished anymore in Nigeria. Criminals are now role models. So when you have a country like that, what happens is the country is hopeless. Yes. So that is why somebody will come, dip his hand in a nation's treasury, take everything away from it, and it's not held accountable. So it becomes a culture. People are learning from him. They become more daring. They will do worse. Yes. A country where somebody will come and breathe down, want to tell that we have to accept Sharia. And they say it in a secular state. Yes. And nobody does anything. Nobody challenges them. Our country is about gone. It is urgent that we come together to rescue that beautiful country. The destiny of Nigeria is being truncated. Yes, that was not the original design. We must come together to come back to the basics and rework the foundation of Nigeria so the country can truly function like a sovereign state. Yes, Nigeria is so weak right now that even the small country can come into Nigeria and overrun the country. If Nigeria was strong, who is Boko Haram? What is Fulani bandits that are destroying our country? Because the country is so weak. So we have a duty. We have a duty. And I call the Nigerian police. I call on the DSS. You have been such an embarrassing disappointment that you cannot do your jobs. So why are you there? You cannot. So we are demanding that you make an arrest. You make arrests. We need to know who those people who try to assassinate Peter Obi were, and those who mastermind them. We may never get the answer, but you are setting a stage for chaos, because I don't know how long we will keep quiet waiting for the law that will never work for us to work for us. The country is going to become lawless. People are going to be armed to defend themselves. Yes, because self-defense is a universal doctrine. It's an almighty God permitted doctrine. It is a biological doctrine. Now, when you see anything that threatens you, you got to fight back. So maybe the individuals now are going to be the ones fighting back. Since the state cannot defend its citizens, cannot protect the citizens. So it's going to be to your tent, O Israel. And you know the dangers of that. But bottom line is that the Nigerian military is the weakest military right now on earth. They don't have that fighting force. The military has been infiltrated by terrorists. Command and control infrastructural positions are in the hands of terrorists. So how do you make that kind of military work? It's not going to work. So we have to devise another means to protect and defend ourselves. And it's going to be in the hands of the people. And that is why the revolution that we talk about is the only way out, the first step, towards liberating our country. So we can come together and put the country together in a manner that it will work for everybody and not for just a few. All right? So the police, the DSS, you failed Nigeria and the Nigerian people. Once again, yes, as it has always been. Yeah, as it has always been. The Nigerian police disgrace. The Nigerian DSS work for only politicians who use them to collect debt. The Nigerian military is a failed military. So Nigerians are not protected. The people are most vulnerable. So I wish that the people can come together in realization of this threat, this existential threat to themselves, their communities, their country, and their future, and do something now and not tomorrow. With this, we say goodbye, and we'll see you again. And for those who joined us today, who have not subscribed, please do subscribe to our channel. And I know some people are sleeping in Nigeria right now, I guess. So we hope that when they wake up, they will see this message and begin to do something about it. Well, we thank God for the life of Peter Obi, that they did not cut him down. But Peter, we warn you, you got to protect yourself now. You got to build your own defense mechanism. Don't rely on that of the state because they failed you, and it's not guaranteed that they will not fail you tomorrow. Don't toy with your personal security. No, not anymore. You got to have an armed response because if you had such, maybe perhaps when two persons go down from among the assailants, they will know how serious this matter is. All right, we'll see you again, hopefully soon. Bye for now, and I love you guys.